Hi, this is Tim with RCNoob.com, and this is my review of Redcat Racing's Everest Gen 7 Sport. After having a chance to drive this and just get my hands on it, make a few modifications, and just enjoy this machine over the last few months, I have to say I'm really surprised. I didn't expect, for what I was paying for this vehicle, I didn't expect to have as much fun with it as I'm having. It definitely ranks up as one of my Definitely, it's just one of my favorite vehicles to drive. It's enjoyable. It performs. It looks cool. I made a few adjustments to it, but for the most part, it's stock. It's fun. There's really no other way to put it outside of it's just a fun vehicle. So here are some of my highlights of this vehicle, what I enjoy the most, and some areas that you may want to improve on or look at upgrading. First, let's take a look at the controller. I really have no complaints about this controller whatsoever. It feels great. It has, all the adjustments you would come to expect from a ready-to-run included transmitter, in that it has steering trim, throttle trim, and dual rate for your steering. Basic. Feels good. You're not going to have, get fatigued driving this. It has a sleek design if you're into that. Um, no real complaints. So that was easy. Now onto the vehicle itself. Starting with the body looks cool. It's not a licensed body, so you're not going to get any deep personal connection if it's a Ford or a Chevy or a Dodge or a whatever. This is a Redcat. It's got Redcat's DNA through the grill. It's a boxy looking SUV. I think it looks cool. I actually catch myself looking at this thing and just kind of staring at it from time to time because it just looks so, I don't know, unique. Even though it isn't a licensed body, I still think it looks really cool and definitely catches your eye. Moving around the vehicle, the Sport doesn't have all the bells and whistles that you would get with the Pro, so I did create a few for myself. I designed 3D printed a roof rack that's held on by the body clips, as you can see up there. Just something simple to add a little bit to the top of this vehicle. But, again, at $199, you're getting a solid base to then add to this machine. Or you could always spend the extra $80 and get the Pro model if you wanted to do that. So really, body design-wise, I have no complaints. Solid vehicle all the way around. Now, your Redcat Racing Everest Gen 7 Sport will not look like this once you take it out of the box. I've 3D printed a number of pieces internal for this machine. Thank you to Redcat Racing for making these files available for folks with 3D printers. It's amazing to see how this fills out and fills in the interior. It just makes it feel like a lot more sturdy and solid machine. It does a very decent job too of kind of insulating the sound, keeping some of the motor noise and whatnot inside the vehicle as you're driving it. But it really does a great job as far as just filling out the chassis, making it feel a little more complete. Now, with all of these pieces and parts off, there's a lot of wide open space, and I don't mind that. You can always add your own, third-party components or buy, with the pieces and parts that Redcat Racing creates and produces for their Pro version. You can buy those and add those on as well. Chassis-wise, my biggest takeaway as soon as I got this out of the box was how solid this chassis is. And after driving it and still holding it and dealing with it after a few months of ownership, it is an incredibly solid chassis. Redcat Racing did a great job, although it's not even their chassis. It's a BPC chassis. Just a tremendous job in selecting that manufacturer or that chassis builder for this machine. If I did have a gripe, it would be that the spur gear is uncovered when you get it. stock. So again, thanks to Redcat Racing and their 3D files, they did create and release a cover, which you have to print if you have a 3D printer. I haven't looked to see if they sell this piece separately or if you can get this piece, through an online retailer or through a hobby shop. I would like to see this come as a stock part, just to have this whole enclosure kind of capped off. Reduces the risk of you jamming a finger in there or getting your fingers chewed on by the gearing. I'm generally very careful when I'm messing around with the inside of my machine. However, if you have kids, and this may be a vehicle to get a younger person into the hobby, you may just want to cap that off and protect that area just so they're not jamming fingers in and doing things like that. Otherwise, the electronics, I have no complaints about whatsoever. The motor is very solid, brushed, motor. You get what you get out of that. But that said, I think it's still a very speedy motor. Has plenty of torque. The gearing seems very good. ESC, no complaints about that. Battery, it's a nickel metal pack, 2000 milliamp. It lasts for quite a while, and I've really enjoyed driving this in its stock configuration with its stock components, and I really don't see myself changing this vehicle too much from what I've got right here. Now, if I had to pick my favorite part of this entire vehicle, I don't know if it's sad or not, but I would say that the tires would be my favorite aspect of this entire machine. The performance that the Everest Gen7 Sport provides has exceeded my expectations by leaps and bounds, and to be honest with you, I've kind of felt let down to some degree with a few other models of RC vehicle that I've been reviewing and purchasing lately. So this has been a nice, just redeeming vehicle for my entire fleet. These tires are just insane in how much grip they have, how much performance they have, how they are able to get over any type of material, any type of terrain that you would encounter. I've had this on grass, gravel, pavement, rocks, snow, wood, grass and wood, you name it. I've had it on any number of materials, any different type of terrain, you name it, just different challenging configurations, and this truck handles it no problem. These tires grip, between the grip of the tires, the torque of the motor, everything, this rig just deals with it, and it deals with it beautifully. An interesting comparison that I'm going to run is actually a suggestion from a fellow hobbyist and fellow YouTuber. So what I'm going to do is swap these tires and these wheels out with the set that I have on my Axial SCX-10. Now earlier this week I had this rig along with my SCX-10 out on my little wooden indoor crawling quote-unquote course, and this vehicle ate the SCX-10's lunch time after time. It had no problem getting up and over. Once both rigs got onto the course, they both dealt with it without any issue. However, the SCX-10 had a very hard time getting up and onto the wooden contraption that I had built. This vehicle, again, with those knobby tires, the amount of flex and grip that these tires have, it had no problem. Up or down, time after time, without fail, it was a rock solid performer. So I'm going to swap out the tires and wheels on both of those machines coming up in a little bit, and we'll just see how those differences play out and pay off for each machine. But I do think that the secret sauce in this rig might be the tires. It's pretty impressive. So that's pretty much it, my review of Redcat Racing's Everest Gen7 Sport. For the price that you pay, for what you get, I think it's a rock solid vehicle out of the box. I think it has plenty of potential to upgrade. It has plenty of potential and room for growth if you want to do that. Again, if you have a 3D printer, take advantage of all those files that Redcat Racing has been putting out and print out some of these interior pieces. I've printed a full set of exterior fenders as well. I just have a few more adjustments and tweaks to make before I start reaming holes in the body and attaching those. But I do have those waiting in the wings. It's a fun vehicle. It is. Every time I get it out, every time I drive it, I have a blast. Every time other people drive this machine, they walk away with it very impressed and very happy. I think Redcat Racing did a tremendous job with this vehicle. From top to bottom, inside and out, really no complaints. So if you're looking for a low-cost, entry-level, budget-minded RC crawler scalar platform, definitely take a look at the Redcat Racing Everest Gen 7 Sport, or even the Pro. If you can, again, swing the extra $80, go with the Pro. You get a few extra components. There are a few internal element differences as well with the differentials and things of that nature. So you're getting a little bit more for, I would say, a little extra money, but I think those are well worth the investment. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed to the RC Noob YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that as well. For additional information on this vehicle, you can find it at rcnoob.com. You can also find it at redcatracing.com. But I have my written review of this vehicle up, and I also have my first impressions. So you can kind of see my thoughts on this rig as I went from the unboxing to now. So until next time, keep your batteries charged up, keep your nitro topped off, and above all, keep enjoying the RC hobby. We'll talk with you guys later.